So we've all been talking up the one of the competition to one of the other alternative options to Tesla's autopilot or full self-driving system, correct? So one of the ones that we all tend to enjoy talking about is GM SuperCruise. Did anybody know that this is a subscription service? You don't own it?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. So if you look in the fine print all over the Super Cruise website, tiny little letters. After 3 years with the vehicle, you have to start paying for it, or the car stops driving it. Though, and one of the things we liked about it was it watches you watch the road, so we know it's safe. You don't have to touch the wheel. If once you're in the mode on appropriate roads, you just put your hands down in your lap and watch the road, and it'll tell you if it needs you. Well, 3 years, you're back to driving if you don't pay.
And Cadillac likens it to like the Connect, OnStar or Sirius XM satellite radio, and they're like, well, you get those for 3 years, and if you don't renew it, then those go away. This is a whole different ballgame. This is not XM radio. This is
this is cruise control.
Completely different. Yeah, not the same.
But in effect, what's the difference between that and what Tesla does?
Well, on Tesla right now is they will offer a subscription, but they don't currently. So for the same $5,000 option, after 3 years, if you haven't leased the car, it will keep self-driving.
But you do have to pay extra for that service, whether you are paying for it in maybe a future monthly, or as it is today, you pay it up front when you buy the car.
Right, but you have to pay extra for it today anyway, so it looks like the competition's product that you'll find on Hyundai, Tesla, everybody else, except that there's that hidden subscription fee.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. So you're saying like the Tesla, you're paying for it up front. Cadillac is lowering the entry point to the car, but charging you later.
Yeah, because it looks the same. It's like, oh, 5,000, 5,000. Okay, it's the same thing. And
it's
then
an in-app
it's
purchase.
not the same thing. It's like the BMW is in trouble now for selling you renting you heated seats in some countries.
Mm-hmm.
So
but at least they're up front.
You pay $5,000 for Super Cruise, and that's only for a 3-year subscription?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I thought that...
Or whatever the actual price is.
If it was included with the car and then you got it free for some time and then had to pay a subscription, that'd be fine. But
that would be cool.
Paying thousands and then have to pay monthly on top of that? That's
right. Yeah. It would be like if Tesla, without the subscription plan, you bought cruise control and they turned your cruise control off without some sort of legal mandate like we have with
that's
Hong
never
Kong
happened.
South Korea.
Do you know the price, Casey, that they're charging for it?
Let's find out what they're charging for it while we talk about it.
No, there is no information, which I thought was like, oh, no spokesperson actually had that information. Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah, they did that on purpose. They wouldn't let us. They will be on 22 vehicles by 2023, though.
And and shout out to Motor Trend here, who in their article reached out to Cadillac, and they said that the like Georgia said, the company spokesperson was unable to share this information. Yep. So how much does it cost? Well, I'm not allowed to tell you. So how much does the subscription cost after 3 years? Well,
we don't know yet.
Is this a subscription or a hostage negotiation? Sounds like pay us your money or you don't get your cruise control.
At least with BMW, you know the heated seats are $100 a year.
Yeah. The Cadillac renewal letter comes with letters cut out of magazines.
So if you're paying upfront for the hardware and then the subscription pays for software, and they're going to keep developing it, they're going to make it better, they're going to improve it over time, I'm okay with that. As long as, I mean, if the price is clear up front, nothing is hidden from me, and I know what I'm getting into, and then maybe the prices go up, 2% a year or some inflation amount, but they don't just like double it the next year. So if you're informing the the buyer and they can make their own decision, that's great. If you're doing some kind of bait and switch or, we don't know what the price will be, good luck with that. We hope you can afford it because you bought a Cadillac, you probably have money. That's the problem.
But I'm with you halfway there, Patrick, maybe 75%, because you had said that they're constantly working on it, they're improving it, and this and this and this. Well, back in the day of disk-driven navigation systems, you got a car, and I guess now a lot of them have them on the SD cards and whatever.
Yeah.
You buy a car and it has the disk or it has the SD card, and that's the one you have, unless you buy a new one.
Right, and they were hundreds of dollars to upgrade your nav system.
Right, exactly, yeah. But so if in this case, if their self-drive system kept working, but the subscription was for improvements, I would agree with you. But the fact that they fully take it away, to me, is a kick in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, because we all hear that story about the guy who went up the closed on ramp, or the lady who drove off a cliff, or whatever. They chose to do that, and here, the car is still watching for conditions to change. So if the road no longer matches, then that road is gone. But say I-5 doesn't move. Well, sorry, the I-5. You can keep driving it, but that's not the case here.
Yeah, I know.
And they hide it. If they didn't hide it, if they said up front, hey, in 3 years it's going to cost $100 a month, or we don't know what the price is yet, but you're going to have to pay in 3 years, that's fine.
Yeah. For the last 5 years,
I would hope that they would inform you up front. If you ask about the option, is this, what do I get with the car? You get this, it gives you the capability of that, and you will have subscription free after 3 years. If they let you know that information up front, then consumer can make an intelligent decision. But if that information is hidden on purchase, then that's a problem. But then again, you also know that a lot of consumers don't bother looking at any of the information that's given to them. They're looking at the car, they're looking at the color, they're looking at the softness of the seats, and they're sold. That's it. That's all they wanted to know. But if the information is readily available, then I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be a fine print either, because literally they're selling it as SuperCruise. Oh, okay, I'm getting next level cruise control. I paid $3,000 for this option to get better cruise control. I'm good for life.
How is this different from full self-driving?
Because full self-driving, it's $7,000, and they tell you there's no price on the updates. You buy it, you got it. If you buy the subscription, which doesn't exist
nobody
yet,
has it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So
in one case, Cadillac's selling something that exists, and they charge you for it later on down the road. The other company's selling something that doesn't exist yet, but will exist at some point in the future.
Right. So right now,
two wrongs don't make a right, Russell. They can both be wrong.
Right. No. I'm totally with you there.
Okay. But they're completely upfront on what you're getting. So when you buy the full self-driving package, what you get in it is you get the ability for the car to unpark itself, to repark itself, to change lanes, and then eventually in the future sometime it will get what level they consider that they can technically get away with being full self-driving, but still calling it full self-driving.
So through the magic of Google, I found that if you buy the $3,100 driver assist package,
that's what it was. Yeah.
You can then pay $2,500 extra because SuperCruise is a standalone option.
Yeah.
So you have to have this driver assist package for SuperCruise to work.
Yep.
If you pay the $2,500, you can do that. Now, as Motor Trend found out, I can't find it anywhere, and this is a pretty quick search, obviously, but nobody's talking about how much it costs down the line. I'm sure at some point, some Cadillac owner is going to go, oh yeah, GM tried to nick me X dollars for it, and then we'll find out. But
yeah, because they've been talking about this thing for 4 years now, 3 years now, and just now anybody in the press or as an owner has just now figured out this thing has a subscription fee.
Right.
That's just crap.
And and to Mark's point about it needs to be made readily available, and the consumer needs to know what they're getting into. And like Mark, you had said, if the customer asks how much is this, it needs to be on it needs to be offered up. Because you can't wait for the customer to ask about something they don't know. I mean, that's a pretty backhanded sort of thing. Well, if they ask about this thing that they don't know about, then we'll tell them. But of course, they'll never ask. So
because Consumer Reports and all the other places you would go, the knowledgeable sources, they didn't know, because when they talked with and interviewed, the company never offered it up. Oh, because they didn't ask us. Well, if these professionals didn't ask you, how the hell is this consumer supposed to know?
So now it's the consumer's responsibility to ask about every single conceivable thing, and even the things that you can't conceive.
Will this left blinker have a subscription fee in the future?
Right. Do I have to buy windshield wiper fluid from you at $75 a gallon?
What about the right blinker? Does that one?
I mean,
what do you mean? I need GM specific windshield wiper fluid? I can't just go to the gas station.
Right. No, I say that, and it's ridiculous. But look at what's happened with printer cartridges on computer printers.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't buy the chipped printer ink, you're screwed.
Yeah, but they put it in the box. Hey, you need to buy it from us, or risk damage to your equipment. They don't say that they won't work at all, but they warn you.
Fair enough. Disclosure's cool, but disclosing that you're fucking somebody. Oh, did I say it out loud? I'm sorry. Disclosing that you're screwing your customers isn't cool. You know.
Right. But hiding it and then doing it anyway, that's even worse.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. You know what? I should be able to search how much is a SuperCruise subscription on the internet and get an answer.
Yeah, even if they say varies by region,
website.
Yes.
It should be on their website, absolutely.
It should be everywhere.
Your spokesperson should be able to tell you when asked by the press.
Yeah. The idea that GM's playing a game like that is complete and total bullshit.
Yeah. So when I go to get the Toyota Smart Drive or the Hyundai, they're not gonna. Hopefully not. Now we need to ask, but at this point, it appears that their stuff is gonna be more like the Tesla stuff, where once you paid up for the extra opt-in and the ability for it to do the thing, you got to rely. But now we got to ask them too. Hey, how much is my Toyota self-drive? How much is, or not self-drive, but the lane keep assist, whatever. And same for Hyundai. And the rest, BMW, all that.
Yeah, this is a bigger deal, but it reminds me of when I had the Nissan Leaf. After having it for a few years, the app stopped working. And it turns out that it had, the car that I bought had 2G in it. And this is when 4G LTE was the latest. Like, why would they have put 2G
it should have
in
been
there?
3G.
When 4G is the latest, you should put in at least if one gen back if you want to go cheaper. But they put in 2G, really? And so then I could pay to get the modem upgraded to 3G. And this is as 4G is already, like 5G starting its initial rollout. And I'm like, my only option is 3G. So we're going to have this same problem again. Forget it. I just won't use the app anymore. I'm done. I'm going to go buy a Tesla.
Ouch.